And continuing on with another micro reflections for the 21st century. And these are just been really fun, everybody. I even learn a lot from them as I reread them and read them out loud to all of you. And this is just riffing on it. We're just having a little jam session. And if you haven't got your copy of this book, okay, that I wrote, and I include it in the 90-day journey back to you, I do encourage you to look into it. You can schedule a call with us on the link below on this the landing page that you saw this video on, as well as join the free microdosing community, medicine and mentorship by Medicine Box, and learn some more about microdosing and these concepts of mindfulness and spirituality and psychological development and trauma and shame and polarization and cancel culture and worldviews. And a lot of this is just kind of like a hodgepodge of my experience, strength, and hope through my journey of self-awareness and sobriety over the last 10 and a half years, through a lot of my psychedelic journeying, as well as just sharing a lot of the teachings that I've received from some fascinating mentors that are on this physical plane and have passed on as well, and just a lot of keen reflections. So click on any of the links there to join the community, schedule a call if you're interested in the 90-day journey back to you. That comes with a 90-day supply of microdosing products, a journal, this book, a weekly integration meeting that I host with our customers that really go over a lot of these topics that we explore in these readings, as well as the online community, a micro tracker, a food for thought recipe book that was designed by a functional nutritionist with all cognitive enhancing ingredients. And none of this is edited. This is just all just a stream of consciousness, everyone. And so if you listen, super grateful for you. If you fast forward, super grateful for you. If you unsubscribe, super grateful for you. If you pass it along to people, super grateful for you. And if you get any shift in your perspective, I'm happy for you. Okay, so let's continue here. Micro reflections for the 21st century. The illusion of a separate existence. Okay, this is going to be a big one. I'm going to try to keep it short because, let's see, we are not separate from one another. We are not these separate ice cubes in an ice cube tray. We've all seen an ice cube tray. Look at an ice cube tray the next time you see it. Okay, we are not the ice cubes. We are collectively the ice cube tray, but we have this illusion of separateness that has kind of been going on in this society or civilization or culture of America for over 400 years. When colonialism came, let's detach us from the environment and creator and God and the way, the absolute, the Tao, whatever it might be, the divine, take us away from, each other, disconnect us from nature and then self, right? And it's like, boom, okay, now we categorize and we polarize and we kind of like group people into different economic slots, right? Different colors, different ethnicities, right? Why? We're all human, but why? So I challenge you to look at that from a different perspective, okay? We fail to recognize the us and them and the them to be us. Okay, that is the illusion of separate existence. And it seems like every week in this crisis-aware world we live in, there's another catastrophic event happening. Boom, a mass shooting, COVID. When I wrote this was like during COVID, and there was Black Lives Matter, and then there was the election, and it's like, this is a very crisis-aware world. It's crisis after crisis. So don't let the world and external happenings shake you. Try to stay grounded and balanced and take radical responsibility to do the best you can and not blame that out there, and have full acceptance of what is going on, because that is what is going to help us not only survive but thrive in this 21st century. So these catastrophic events that wreaks havoc on our society or the environment, contributing to all of our collective anxieties. This is where a lot of our collective anxieties come from uncertainty, right? This fear of uncertainty, that we're not in control. That is another illusion, okay? Lack of real sound community support. That's why we have this microdosing community to tap in, tap out, the weekly integration meetings to assist with community, emotional, spiritual, and mental support. And when we can look under the surface, right, and observe the collective distress and ask the question, why do we, remember we, a group of like-minded individuals all working towards the same unified goal to insinuate that we are all interconnected as a culture grip so tightly to this illusion of separate existence when it causes nothing but pain, confusion, constriction, more judgmental attitudes. Like, why? Why do we grip so tightly? Okay, so one of the practices that I like to teach is when you're going into a situation or you're viewing something, right? Even if that might be your worldview that your parents taught you or your grandparents taught you or how you were raised. My mom was always like, that's how I was raised, Brian. But I'm like, Mom, that doesn't mean that that is the way it is, okay? That's a conversation for another time. But one question can help you kind of go through this. Is this spiritually constricting for me? Or is it spiritually expansive? And only you know that answer. So when it is spiritually expansive, okay, we probably don't have judgmental attitudes, right? We can probably look through, right? The last reading was like, don't look into the situation, look through it and go beyond. And the list goes on. The root of this clinging is the fear of the unknown or false evidence appearing real. And that is a great acronym for fear, which is really just the underlying root of the 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 root of what we know as anxiety, right? What is labeled as anxiety, this worrisome future, tripping out about the future, right? Trying to control the outcomes of the future, which affects us in ways of pain and confusion and suffering, constriction, okay, and judging other people because they are not performing the way we want them to perform or how we expect them to, all creating this illusion of a separate existence. And the unknown is like learning how to ride a bike. At some point, you just commit, right? You just commit, or, you've heard the terms jump into the deep end, right? Jumping off the cliff without a parachute, right? One foot in front of the other. And nothing changes, everybody, if nothing changes. And everybody wants to be different, but nobody wants to change, right? So when you're riding a bike, think about that. At some point, you just commit, pedal, eyes, gazing ahead and more, and you move forward without the training wheels or the person behind you. What a great feeling that was. Close your eyes. Remember that feeling. And if you can ride a bike, I'm guessing that majority of you can. Isn't that an amazing feeling? Very just in that present moment when you first did that. Why can't we do that with other aspects of our life? And once you commit, your balance will support you. So think of balance supporting you as your nervous system, right? Your regulated nervous system through meditation or breath work or microdosing practices or journaling or reflection or time in nature. That is all balance. That's the balance that will support you. That's what that is. But we don't know until it happens. Oh, by golly. We don't know until it happens. What's the opposite of that? Controlling the outcome. That's not going to happen. It's not going to go my way. I'm going to fail, right? Why would I do that? It failed before. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not worthy of money or success or friendship or all these things in the collective pot of exponential, infinite abundance, okay? But we don't know until it happens. Oh, so we need to go ahead and do it with one foot in front of the other and commit. In the same way we cling to the ego. So clinging to that ego is, it's not going to happen. It's going to fail. So-and-so is going to do this. Oh, no, they're going to say this. Oh, this person said this to me. 5 years ago, oh, that relationship didn't work out. So why will this relationship work out? Blah, 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 blah. We cling to the ego, thinking it protects us. The ego is a good thing because it does protect us. It gives us the drive to have the basic needs that we need: food, shelter, clothing. But all that other stuff, just let it go, right? It's like peeling the layers of the onion away to get to what? It's not, you just don't continuously peel the onions away. You just, layers of the onion, you get to this, not even a core. You get to this place where it's like, oh, that thing that I was getting at was me the whole time. Thinking it protects us when in reality it only diminishes our ability to experience or face the depths of our own intrinsic reality, which is met with courage, right? All that ego and that clutching and that fear stuff, false evidence appearing real, is faced with courage to get to the depths of our own intrinsic reality, right? That intrinsic pieces of ourself, that intuitive wisdom that we have. I just love this one. This is one of my favorites. But it takes courage amidst the fear of the unknown and introspection to dive into thoughtful contemplation. So it takes courage amidst all the fear. We all have fears. As long as we live on this earth, we're going to have fears. It's how we respond to them, not react to them, right? Or not let them rule our life or be frozen in them. Okay, and that thoughtful contemplation. So when you're microdosing, I always suggest don't resist almost, right? It's almost counterintuitive. Resist the urge to like, I'm going to be creative. I'm going to play music. I'm going to do art. I'm going to write this blog. I'm going to be super focused and productive, right? All the Silicon Valley people, like I'm using it as a biohacking tool and I'm going to bust out this like TPS report or whatever it is. But like resist all of that and sit with thoughtful contemplation, because all of that is in you already. You just don't know how to access it. So sitting with it and allowing it to happen and saying yes to whatever that experience is, whether it's good feelings, bad feelings, good thoughts, bad thoughts, weird thoughts, crazy thoughts, or intuitive thoughts, sit with that in that thoughtful, contemplative state of being. It can be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, maybe it's 50, who knows, whatever you want to do, and generate that feeling of contemplation, right, from a thoughtful place. And then that is cultivating what? Our awareness. That's what we're getting to, everybody. This journey of self-awareness. Okay? With courage. Remember, courage is one of those basic human values. It's part of the 6 C's of Medicine Box, along with clarity, creativity, compassion, conversation, and consciousness, right? This is just all an exercise in consciousness. Okay? Bit by bit, we then move in higher frequencies, right? We start to kind of open, right? Remember, we're not constricted, right? We start to open. Is this spiritually expansive? Okay, only you will know that. Until we are comfortable with facing the world and ourselves just as they are. Acceptance. We cannot control the world, and any time that we are being conditional in this unconditional flow of the universe, what are we doing? We are resisting, we are forcing, and we are creating more illusionary, I call it the illusionary treadmill of our thoughts, those pesky thoughts, okay, of a separate existence. Because when we're in that space, it's all about what? Us, me. It's not about me, it's about we, it's about us, all of us. Just as they are, everybody. And when the illusion of separateness starts to dissolve, we may or may not realize our interconnectedness with everything. So we may or may not. Okay, there is no destination. It's just all this big, weird journey that we're going through. So the choice is yours. And remember, you always have that choice. It's easier said than done. A microdosing practice can help us with that. Quiet contemplation and nature can help us with that. Meditation, prayer, breath work, movement, community settings, sharing our experience, strength, and hope with other people, mirroring, right? Having a trusted friend, a loyal person, a loyal human in your life that you can share your vulnerabilities to express your full, authentic selves. That choice is yours and cultivate that. And look who's on my hat. We got Mr. Albert Einstein right there, everybody. Our separation from each other. That's the optical illusion, everybody. Cheers.